Hey guys, welcome to one of the fastest growing sports YouTube channels out there, Gold and Blue Dude. I am in West Virginia on family business, so yes, another car video. And I'm hearing rumors about the ACC being in the infant stages of thinking about expanding to 24 teams. Let's go! Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day. That's what I do. Don't forget to check out my good friends at TriStateWoodSketch.com. They do amazing work over there. All you have to do is send them the picture that you want transferred onto wood, and he'll get it done. And if you mention Gold and Blue Dude, he'll give you 20% off your order. Man, I have been covering conference realignment for the past 2 weeks, and it's something new every single day, guys. I already know that the ACC and West Virginia are in talks. The ACC is planning on adding West Virginia, possibly Notre Dame. But I'm also hearing that they're thinking about expanding to 24 teams. Now, at first glance, that kind of sounds crazy. But when you really think about it, not that crazy. You still have 5 or 6 Big 12 teams out there you could pick from. And yes, there would be a gap between the Midwest and the current ACC, but you could also take some members from the AAC to kind of fill in that gap. Maybe a Houston, or you could go over to the Sun Belt and grab a Louisiana Tech, grab a Memphis out of the AAC, grab a Cincinnati out of the AAC. So the more I think about it, the less crazy it sounds, guys. I'm being serious. And the SEC has put a lot of pressure on other conferences to keep up. And I know the biggest pushback is, well, what would these teams add to the ACC besides numbers? Would they actually add revenue? I actually think they would. Cincinnati is having recent success. Memphis has a great TV market. Houston has a great TV market. Kansas State, TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, they're all well established in the Big 12. They're used to being in the Power 5, so it wouldn't be a big step for them. You could also add a UCF out of the AAC. They have a great TV market. Disney is right there. Fertile recruiting grounds. I know they already have Florida State and Miami, but I don't think Miami and Florida State would oppose to that if it meant the success of the ACC and extending the longevity of the ACC. That's what this move could be all about. Extending the longevity of the ACC. And once you add all those other teams, I'm sure they could rework a deal to where the deal is worth a lot of money. That's a lot of teams. That's a lot of TV markets. That's a lot of eyeballs. You could probably come up with something that would at least rival the Big 10 and the SEC. Even if you couldn't get right up there with them, you could do something that could rival them. And that's what this is about. Keeping up. And let's be real, guys, when you think of the SEC, automatically you think about the Alabamas, the LSUs, the Floridas, the Georgias, the Auburns, the Texas A&Ms. But the SEC, they also have some stragglers as well. Kentucky has struggled mightily. They're on the rise, though. Yes, I know Kentucky's a blue blood in basketball, but we all know that's not what we're talking about right now. Tennessee is a dump right now. South Carolina's treading water. Vanderbilt is a joke. Mississippi State's struggling. Auburn is average right now. Ole Miss has a great offense, but their defense is trash. So some of these teams that the ACC is thinking about bringing in would actually bring in more than some of those teams. I mean, you could even throw in Arkansas. They're not very good right now. I mean, even Missouri isn't that great right now. And a lot of these teams in the group of 5 have invested money into better facilities, new stadiums, better stadiums, a lot better than some of the current stadiums in the ACC. I mean, Wake Forest, their stadium is puny. Duke has a terrible stadium. Miami plays in a professional football stadium. It's horrible. Pitt does the same thing. Their game day experience is non-existent because they play at Heinz Field. Share a stadium with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Come on. Georgia Tech Stadium is really old. Not looking good right now. Boston College, their stadium's not that great. Syracuse definitely needs a new stadium. So I think some of these teams that the ACC could bring in would actually have better facilities than current members, and would be better than some of the members of the SEC. We're not talking about Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, Texas A&M, you know, the elite programs. And of course, Oklahoma and Texas, they're officially in the SEC. Let's compare apples to apples. I think the ACC would be bringing in some quality members. I firmly believe that the Big 12 is done. I know, they're still talking and saying the Big 12 might try to stay intact and add teams. I do not think that's going to happen. I think Bob Bowlesby has proved to be a naive commissioner, definitely not a proactive commissioner, a reactive commissioner actually, damage control. So I think he's lost all the trust of the current Big 12 members that remain. And right now, Oklahoma and Texas are saying, yeah, we'll stay until 2025 when the TV deal is up. But if the Big 12 disbands by then, they won't have to wait till then. And I think that's exactly what happens. I think the Big 12 will be done probably after this year. I think Kansas and Iowa State are headed to the Big 10. The Pac-12 could poach Texas Tech and Oklahoma State, but that would still leave several members of the Big 12 for the ACC to poach. And let me emphasize, this is the infancy stage. Rumors of the infancy stage. So I don't expect an announcement that the ACC is going to a 24-team league anytime soon. But they are definitely contemplating about it, definitely talking about it, definitely thinking about it. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, guys. It actually does make sense. Y'all let me know what you think. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.